Today I'm back with Andre.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Andre. I'm doing my master's in electrical engineering at Dal. Let's get started in opening this kit.
All right, we got everything sorted out. This is all the mechanical stuff. So it involves the structure, movement, and manipulation components. So right here is all the structural components. These include C channels, which are used for the main structure of developing this robot. So this is an example of a C channel. The Studica kit is very good for connecting different parts to each other. So you can see the 8-hole bolt pattern can easily allow for different angles of different components to be attached to each other, which can build up to a very sturdy robot. In the structural components, we have all the fasteners. These include long bolts, short bolts, nuts, and even thumb screw bolts. Along with that, we have some standoffs for attaching things like battery holders or elevating different devices you're attaching. Also, we have L brackets, which are used to connect two different parts, maybe like this, with an L bracket in the middle. There's a lot of possibilities with these structural parts. It might be a bit overwhelming at first, but if you follow their guide, you should be able to create a pretty good robot in only a couple of hours. Moving on to the movement components, we have all the wheels over here. There's driving wheels, which have a bit more grip onto them than the other wheels. Here's the driving wheels. The motors just hook on into here with a set screw and a little coupler and allow for the wheels to be driven by the controller board. And then another cool feature, or another cool component that this includes, are these omnidirectional wheels. So once you put it together properly, it allows for not only movement in the forward direction, but also movement in the sideways direction. So you can just have one front wheel and two driving wheels, and you won't run into the problem where the wheel, when it needs to turn, is gripping the surface. It moves freely in both directions. We'll demo that later. So how these wheels are actually driven is by these motors that are included. These are really nice motors. I've used them in the past for other robots. They have built-in encoders, so the controller board always knows what position they're in, which is nice. So if you have two motors driving, you can determine if one is underpowered or one is somehow not moving as much as it's expected to. It has feedback to know how much it's moving. And these would simply hook into here with a little coupler that you detach. And you get two of these in the kit. So moving on to manipulation, we have all these components. So these components could be a rack and pinion system. So what a rack and pinion system allows you to do is convert rotational motion into linear motion. So if I have a rack, which is basically a gear, so I can rotate this gear here and move this rack forward and backwards. That could be used for, say, pushing something or lifting something up. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of videos on YouTube which could show you how to do this. Another component system that's included are sprockets and a chain. So say if you have a gripper of some kind and you want to move it up and down, you could use a sprocket and chains to attach to the gripper and have a system that allows for nice sliding motion of the gripper up and down. And you could use this chain and sprocket to move that accurately up and down and attach this to, say, the continuous servo motor, which would allow for you to control the moving up and down via the controller board. Speaking of grippers, here is a gripper that comes with the kit. It has to be assembled, and it allows for picking up small objects or soft objects like say a foam golf ball, which for one of our competitions was the main objective, was to pick up and move foam golf balls. So yeah, there's a lot of things to go through here. The instruction booklet has a lot of good information on what each of these parts do and how they use it in their kit and in their robot designs. And I'm sure there's a lot of information on their website as well. Just take some time and go through every component and understand what it does and maybe have an idea of how you could use it for your design. And yeah, that's it for the first 3 sections of components. Now off to Andre, who will tell you about all the electronics.
Hey, to start it off, we're gonna do sensors, control, and energy. So let's take a look at the control section. To start it off right here, we have the robotics controller. So this is gonna be the brain of the entire robot. So this is gonna be what's gonna help you, what you're gonna program to have the robot move forward, left, right, turn on lights, turn off lights, and pick up obstacles, pick up objects. And with this, you get a USB cable, USB cable. And how this works is that you're gonna plug this into the controller right here. And you plug this end into your computer. And this will enable you to program the controller. And the controller is actually an ATmega type chip, which is the same thing if you have ever used an Arduino. Coming from this, you also have the power cables, just to power up the board. So you can see that you have a few inputs right here. So you just plug it in and you plug it into the appropriate battery or power supply. In addition to that, you also get a PS4 controller. This is Bluetooth. So you get a Bluetooth module with this system that you can connect it to. And you should be able to program your robot to move according to how you program it with the PS4 controller. So move forward, pick up obstacles. Probably you could use an X to pick up something in front of you. And you got the analog controller for 2D navigation. Going forward to sensors, we have this right here is the line finder. So this is the IR sensor I mentioned before. So just taking it out of the packaging right now. So it has a IR LED and it has a sensor. So it works by picking up the contrast between a light surface and a dark surface. So if you have a dark line on the ground, it can follow it if the rest of the ground is lighter. Or opposite, if the ground is dark and you have a white line on it, it can also follow. And you connect it up by using this cable that comes with it. You plug it in. The cable ensures you plug it into the correct way, so no worry about getting it in wrong. If it doesn't go in, just try the other direction. And for that, you also get a mount. So if I was just open this up, you can just put this in and mount it. And you can put this wherever on your robot you want. So pretty cool stuff. Next up, we have the ultrasonic sensor. So this works by, this helps you to find a range of anything in front of you. I believe it has a maximum range of 3 meters. So just keep that in mind whenever using it. And the same goes for this. It has a connector right here that you just connect the cable to. And it only goes in one direction. That's all good. And it also comes with its own mount, so you can put it wherever on the robot you want. These right here are the mounts for the servo motor. So there's a few mounts that come with it. So you, in your own time, can take a look and figure out how best to use these. And right here is one of the servo motors that I took out of the packaging. I believe it was this packaging. But you'll have one right here that you can open up and take out and play with. So the servo motor now allows for a 180-degree control in movement. So when it's not powered on, you can just twist it and you can feel that it'll go 180 degrees. So it starts here and you can go all the way around 180. And once you plug this into your control board, you can then program it to go to any specific angle that you wish. So 0 to 180. So you can plug it in and you can control. Next up, I believe this is a stepper motor that you can use for fine controls. So in the stepper motor, the same thing applies here. You can move it once it's not powered on. And you can see that this one, unlike the servo motor, goes all the way around as many times as you want, and you can switch directions depending on how you program it. So you can either go clockwise or anti-clockwise. Next up is a control module that you use to control the Bluetooth. So I'm just going to open up the packaging. And in the packaging, you get this piece of paper that tells you what exactly is on this module. So they call it the Teleop control module. So if you look on a piece of paper, you can see it has I2C, which is just communication protocol, just how you connect to all the sensors. It'll be pretty easy programming in Arduino, so you don't have to worry about it much. You have a USB port, you have the Bluetooth dongle, and you have the battery connection. So this is the board right here. And that Bluetooth is the reason that you're able to control the PS4 controller. Next up is, this is a global charger. So I'm just going to open it up and take a look at what it looks like. So you have this part that connects to the wall, and this connects to another piece that's in here. So you get these two parts. You can plug it in here, plug this into the wall, and use this part to plug into your charger. Additionally, we have a 12-volt battery. So I'm just going to open this up. And this is pretty heavy, not gonna lie. But yeah, this is the battery that we'll be using to power your control board right here. And additionally, if the battery needs charging and you realize that your control board is just not turning on, what you might need to do is just charge this up, and you just do that by plugging it in. And just like this. You should hear a snap when it goes in. Yeah, a small snap. And then you plug this into the wall, and then you're good to charge your batteries. And yeah, that's it for the control system, for the board, and for the energy.
So now that you've seen everything included in the Studica kit, check out our next video where you'll see everything you need to know about design thinking and what it takes to brainstorm and create a robot.